Hey, Chef Chris Scott here. You may have seen me on the Food Network, executive chef and co-owner of Butterfunk Biscuit Company up in Harlem. And I am here today at NOWON in the East Village for something that's the best that I've ever had, the chopped cheese duck boki. Let's take a look. How you doing?
Good, good. My name is Jay Lee, chef and owner of NOWON in East Village. NOWON started as a pop-up called Kim, which means strength in Korean. I quit my comfortable executive chef job at a hotel. I was 30 years old and I was like, you know what? I need challenges. I wanted to just take a risk and try something new. Then I created a small menu which included our legendary cheeseburgers, our chopped cheese rice cakes, our fried chicken, and that people loved, and that turned into this restaurant, NOWON. So the chopped cheese rice cakes I developed because, all right, how can I create a dish that's Korean, but serve it in a way where the flavors are familiar to a New Yorker? In New York, my favorite comfort food was the corner deli, the corner spot, chopped cheese sandwich. So I'm like, what if I took the rice cakes and served it with the flavors of a chopped cheese and see how that went? I tasted, I was like, what the hell is this? I think I just came up with something brilliant. People are gonna love this. My belief is this: if people love it and everyone keeps coming back for it, why take it off? And make it a little better each time. So we're gonna take ground beef, we're gonna marinate that. We're gonna season it up with sazon, Korean chili flakes, fish sauce, roasted scallion oil that we make in-house, and we're gonna let that sit. While that's marinating, we're gonna get the wok ready. We're gonna season up the wok, get it nice and hot, season it up with oil, and then we're gonna get the rice cakes into the fryer to crisp them up and heat them through. And then in the wok, we're gonna add the beef, break it down with the wok spoon. Once it's cooked down and the oil releases, then we're gonna add in the crispy rice cakes, our miso sauce, our creme fraiche, American cheese, a touch of water, and we're gonna toss that up just until the sauce comes all together. Then we're gonna plate it up in the bowl and then garnish that with soy pickle jalapenos, scallion, our breadcrumbs, and finish it off with aged Parmesan cheese. And there you have it, our chopped cheese rice cakes.
Now, I gotta ask you straight out, is this more like a homecoming or something, like a homecoming dish for you? I say that because, just like with a lot of chefs, who are deeply rooted in that fine dining vein, we always come home to what is true and natural to us.
Wow.
So this speaks to the Korean aspect of you,
Yes.
this speaks to that New York aspect of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've known your history, I've known your path.
Yeah.
But now you have this, and this wonderful dish right here. Is this like a homecoming for you?
It absolutely is, chef.
Yeah.
And you just made me get into it internally.
Man,
You taste
I'm telling you.
That's Korean and New York, right?
And New York, I like eating this. I'm reminded of New Year's Day. I'm reminded of, street food. I'm reminded of the culture. I'm reminded of New York City. I'm reminded of bodegas. I'm feeling you and your journey all throughout this.
It is a homecoming. One of my mentors said, Jay, what is your story as a chef? And I always thought about that when I was doing my pop-up until to me opening my restaurant. Even though I've never worked in a Korean restaurant, I grew up eating the food.
Exactly.
In the culture.
Exactly. And that's the one thing that I really love about all these chefs that are coming home, finally, because we're rooted in other cuisines and we learn it and we excel at it. But what really speaks to us is bang, right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is by far one of the best things I ever had. Man, that is banging.
There's a lot of flavor there, isn't there?
Jalapeno.
That's soy pickle jalapeno that you'll find as like a banchan.
Mm-hmm.
That's our garnish here.
So good. So good.
And the bread element, I'm like, you know what? Rice cake's chewy,
right?
Soft and chewy. Let's get some crunch factor from the breadcrumbs. Chopped cheese served in a hero or a roll, so
100%.
the breadcrumbs kind of brings it together with sesame seeds and crispy shallots.
You know what I love the most? The fact that you added the sazon goya up in there, because that's the secret ingredient that many chefs use that don't even talk about it. You know what I mean?
The deli guy was making the chopped cheese. I asked him, "What is that? What is that you're sprinkling on?" He's like, "Oh, it's our secret spice." And when I look to the side, I'm like, "Wait a minute, that's sazon."
That ain't no secret. I'm like, that ain't no secret. I like the fact that sazon, because you got other chefs that use the Maggi bouillon cubes, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the sazon. That sazon really packs a punch.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you put that in here.
I'm not ashamed of saying it, you know.
Yeah, man, me neither.
I feel happy I'm using it.
you?
That's my strength.
Do you and be free with that. So knowing your background, knowing all of your history and everything that you've learned, the pedigree, the discipline that you've come up in, and now you're home and you're doing dishes that you ate as a young person. Do you feel that some people on the outside might look at it as you're going backwards? I know that you don't.
No, I don't think so at all. And in fact, I think it's the greatest strength. Coming from, you know, the cultures that we grew up in,
Yep.
that is our strength. So if we lean
doubt.
into it,
Yeah.
that's our biggest flex. It's when we don't lean into that and we shy away from that, that's the biggest weakness.
Yeah.
There might be one or two chefs out there or restaurant professionals or even just outsiders looking and saying, oh, Jay used to work at, you know, this 3 Michelin star restaurant or 2 Michelin star restaurant. He was doing well over there. Now he's making burgers and chopped cheese rice cakes. I don't think anyone thinks that way. In fact, I think people get inspired by that. It's like, wait, so I can lean into my culture that I was kind of like ashamed of growing up,
Exactly.
but now
Yep.
I'm really proud of and
Yeah.
I want to share with everyone.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. How important was your fine dining background, the pedigree, the discipline, things that you learned, and how do you apply that into what you're doing now?
That's an interesting question. You know, fine dining to me, right? I don't regret working in fine dining restaurants. Why? Because I got to be around professionals who were very serious about the craft.
Yep.
Meticulous cuts, the details, and the systems that went into running a very meticulous operation like that.
Right.
But it also made me realize I was working at working at a 3 Michelin starred restaurant. We only served 18 to 24 people a night, and I was picking micro herbs for 3 hours with tweezers. And after 3 months of doing that, I quickly realized this is not what I want to do.
Right.
I'm picking through 24 varieties of micro herbs. Like, was I proud of serving that to the 18 guests who spent $500+ that will not even know what each herb was?
Right.
I think that was the biggest thing that helped me. It helped me realize that that's not what I want to do long term.
Yeah. The regimen and all that we speak of, you know, everything that we've learned in those kitchens. How do you apply that when doing your pop-ups?
In fine dining restaurants, right? Everyone has just a specific role. You're the garde-manger.
Yeah.
You're the grill guy. You're the saute. You're the dessert person. You rarely get to wear multiple hats because your tasks are just specific to what you're doing.
Yeah.
Going from that to a pop-up shop, I had to wear all the hats. I had to break my philosophy. Everything is my role now. I am everything. So the one thing that I took away is the discipline, like knowing how to work hard. Because in fine dining restaurants, it is not easy. You have to work really, really hard.
Yeah.
Long hours, it's busy. Everyone shows up to work early. You barely take a break. So I took that work ethic into the pop-up, which I think was very beneficial, and it helped me with that foundation. But I had to change my mindset in the fact that I had to wear every hat. I was the receiver, I was the porter, I was the cook, the prep cook, I was the expediter, I was everything, and that was really hard.
But I love the different versions, and I love the fact that you're thinking outside the box while staying true to the culture and true to the ingredients.
Yeah.
Like there's so many aspects of that you see with a lot of chefs that are now coming home into their own. I love the fact that you stay true to the story, but you're playful with the food.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
Love that. Let me tell you something. I've worked in many restaurants all across the country for many years. Nothing beats the chopped cheese and rice cake dish here at NOWON. It's one of the best dishes in New York City.